Hey everybody, I figured I would do a Aaron layer video for everybody, just like Gozer has his video for the Geekcast. I wanted to do one for you guys so you could see pretty much my geek area where I could record the show and where all my fun stuff is. So I figured I'd give you a quick tour. So we're going to open the door into my room here. Now this is my room, and I'll just give you a quick shot along the walls. There's not too much past where I just panned. There's the door and another door there. And I'm just going to give you guys a quick tour of my area. So first, we're going to go to the main area, which is my desk. This is a L-shaped glass wraparound desk that I picked up from IKEA. I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. Got a couple of issues of Macworld magazine with some junk on it. I have a little Sony turntable. I've had that for probably about 10 years or so. I got some junk on it. I'm a big hockey fan, so I have some autograph stuff. For a Christmas gift exchange, I was given a replica autographed Firefly picture. It is a replica, it's not real. Above this, on my wall, is my Battlestar lithograph, which just shows the whole fleet. And I know there's a little bit of glare, it's kind of hard to see, but you can make out the Galactica. And this is signed by Nikki Klein. I met her at Icon. You guys should remember the Icon episode. Oh, that's some email, I'll get to that in a minute. She was very, very nice and very cool. She played Callie on the show. She was very nice. So pretty much getting back to my desk, I have a whole bunch of stuff here. I have my headphones that I use for the show. These are Sony MDR CD60 headphones. They're pretty comfortable. They're very nice. I enjoy them. I got them for like $3 at a yard sale, and they work perfectly. They work great. I really enjoy them. And then I also have a pair of Radio Shack, or the Shack as they call it now. These are headphones with a microphone on it, and these wrap around the back of your head. I use this for when I write for my dictation software. Works very well. It's very clear. I thoroughly enjoy those. So then we get to my computer setup. My main baby is my iMac here with, this is a late 2008 iMac. I'm just going to minimize that so you guys can see my desktop. This is a 20-inch screen. It has 2 gigs of RAM. I'll show you guys the specs on it. This is what I use for doing everything. It's running a 2.66 Core 2, got 2 gigs of RAM. I will upgrade that to 4 gigs probably next year. Then to its left, I have my 22-inch Westinghouse LCD monitor. I picked this up on Black Friday a couple of years ago for $198, and it works great. It's not the clearest in quality, but it works very well, and as a secondary screen, it works perfect. For recording the Geekcast, I have my microphone. This is my Samson C01U USB single condenser microphone. This was the microphone that was purchased in part with most of the help from the show, from the Microphone Fund, which was a lot of fun, a lot of help, and it was for a good cause as well because it raised money for charity. Next to that, I have my 2 drives. The one on the right there with the little bat symbol thing on it, that is an Antec USB enclosure. That I just had a spare hard drive, so I bought an enclosure. That is a drive that I just offload all my media to that I don't need, but I don't want to get rid of or put on CD because everything's too big. And then I also have a Western Digital MyBook. This is a 750 gigabyte drive, or it might be a half a gig drive. I don't quite remember. But I use that for my Time Machine backups for my Mac. It's my lamp, and underneath just have my printer. This is a regular HP LaserJet 1020 simple laser printer, and of course my rat's nest of wires, which is just annoying, but nothing you can do. I also have an APC battery backup. Moving along, we have on the wall here my classic DeLorean picture. This I picked up at a DeLorean convention a few years ago, and it's really nice. I've never seen it before, and I think it's pretty cool. All you guys are going to probably freak out on this one. This is my Empire Strikes Back poster. I'm just swinging around my couch. I picked this up in St. Martin. This is autographed by James Earl Jones, Mark Hamill, Kenny Baker, Peter Mayhew, Billy D. Williams, and James Earl Jones, if I didn't say that already. And also the guy who created Yoda. And you can see some of the autographs here. Carrie Fisher also signed it. That's right, I completely forgot. There it is. There you go. And this is a really cool Empire Strikes Back poster. I've never seen this one before or since. I love it. It's awesome. I had it rolled up for a couple of years before I actually got it framed, but it's really, really cool. I love it. Next to that is my theater production Star Wars Episode 1 poster. This is not signed or anything, but this is an actual movie theater poster that I picked up at a store that sold movie theater posters. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. I mean, Episode 1 wasn't the best movie ever, but it was still a big deal that it was Star Wars. I have another DeLorean picture here. And then moving along, I have this shelf system here with just mostly CDs and albums. But on top here, I have some pretty cool stuff. I have this sculpture, which is a droid on a speeder. And it's pretty cool because it's made from all sorts of cool components. You have spark plugs for the back. You have a bike gear for the bottom. It's just really cool. It's really awesome craftsmanship. I've never seen the vendor again. He was only at the show for this 1 year. This was at Icon a few years ago. In South Carolina, there was somebody doing sculptures, and I picked up an X-Wing, which I thought was pretty cool. And at Icon this year, I picked up this awesome BSG Cylon Raider, which they painted and everything. It's one of those model kits. I'm really not good at painting things, so I bought it pre-painted, and it's very cool. For anybody who's a hockey fan, I'm a big Islanders fan, of course, being from Long Island. This is game-used glass from the New York Islanders that they were selling. It's pretty cool. It feels like a big piece of plastic, but it is glass. And my vintage, or retro vintage soda bottles. The Pepsi one is an original. The Coke ones are brand new. They're from a couple of years ago. I think old soda bottles are pretty cool. Nothing really cool here, just an old school television that Gozer gave me a few years ago. TiVo, cable box, some games for the Wii. Nothing special. Underneath, though, I have all my old video game stuff. As you can see, my NES, my Dreamcast, my Atari 2600. There's a PlayStation in there, too. And all my controllers and games. I try to keep it organized, but, you know, it's very hard when you have all these wires and stuff. But I have all my games here for Dreamcast, Trick Style, Soul Calibur, Crazy Taxi, Bass Fishing. Those CDs are burn games. The NES, unfortunately, is not my first original NES. I sold that years ago, but then when I went to college, I wanted another one, so I picked it up. My Atari 2600 is an original. This is not a third party or anything like that. This is a late version, Atari 2600, that they came out with at the very end of its run. And it's pretty cool. It's actually really thin for the time, if you look at it here. And my little model DeLoreans, these are all three Sunstar models. This is an original regular stock DeLorean. This is Back to the Future model with all the stuff on the back. And this is the gold American Express DeLorean that was manufactured for the 1981 American Express catalog, which I think the car retailed for about $80,000 or $100,000 in 1981. My Apple IIc. This was the first computer I ever owned. This is, again, something else that I got rid of a long time ago, and I wanted it back. And so did a couple of things on eBay, and there we go. I got Atari, listen to me, an Apple IIc. This does work. Now, this is actually pretty cool because this has a mouse on it. The mouse and everything does work. I didn't have a mouse when I had mine, so it's pretty cool. But it came with all the books and all the literature. This is the actual original user's guide for the Apple IIc. And I have all the books, all the original software, and it does work. It's a little finicky, but you know what? I'll take it. This is my autographed Back to the Future DVD box, autographed by Bob Gale, who was the co-creator of Back to the Future, Jeffrey Weissman, who played George in Part 2 and 3, and by Claudia Wells on the side here because she played Jennifer in Part 1. And some other Back to the Future DeLorean stuff. And one thing I did overlook, and it is one of my big pride and joys, is my autographed Smashing Pumpkins poster. This is autographed by Billy Corgan, James Iha, Jimmy Chamberlain, and Melissa Oftemar. And this was during the later years of the Smashing Pumpkins, and I got it autographed in person, which was very cool. So that is the Geekcast recording studio, Aaron's lair. I think it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. It's nice to record and do stuff in here. So that is my layer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys haven't checked out the show, definitely check it out. It is the Geekcast on iTunes. You could go to geekcastonline.com or just search for it in iTunes. And thanks a lot for watching.